Good evening, everybody. It's June 29th, 2021, and we're going to update the Bitcoin chart here. Had some good movement today for the bulls. Still not completely out of the woods. I've been kind of hammering this over and over again that this is all choppy action, and no matter what path it takes, it's gonna be chopped to get there. We're not in any clear bullish or bearish structure right now. Obviously, I've said, long term, I'm accumulating, and, bottom, if it's not already in place, should soon be in place. So I've moved the bullish scenario to the primary scenario here. That's the yellow count that I have. 1, 2. We're working on 3 right now, 4, and then 5 up a little bit higher. Wherever this 3 ends up topping out, which it could be here, it really should press a little higher. But wherever that tops out, we can get a little bit better idea anyway of what we might expect then. So the other count that I have on here now is the alternate bearish count. This is different than the one I was using before, just based on this price action in here going higher. Originally, I was saying the bearish count, would probably top out right about here and then come down. But at this point, we've moved higher. It has made it less likely, but has still not, completely taken that off the table altogether. So this high here is still sort of the start of this move. And so until we break that high, we really aren't clearly out of the woods. Once we break this high, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable saying that the bulls have the upper hand. And that should take, this 3, 4, 5 action in order to get up above this high here, which is 41,400. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. If we're looking at this bearish scenario, this would be the B here, or the A here, the B down here, and then C, if I pull a fib extension from the low to the high of A down to the low of B, the 1.0 extension, we almost reached it today, is 37,000. So seeing some resistance here is really not a surprise at all. The question is really going to be, how deep do we go in this pullback, and do we hold? So let's see, where's my drawing tool? Ideally we see this come down no further than, I would say here, 33.4, somewhere in that range, and that would make a nice A, B, C up for this 3. But I think we don't necessarily have to do a deeper pullback, but that's kind of what I'm looking at, is if this is the deeper pullback because RSI needs to reset, PPO needs to reset. We're already sort of getting some green signals here on PPO, so we may just see a quick spike down and then a shoot up based on that. But basically, we want to absolutely need to hold above this. If we break that $30,000 range again, bear count is in full effect, and we'll be going down to that probably $26,000 area that many people have been talking about. If instead we either hold here and just keep pushing up, and we push all the way through this red zone, which would be the limit of this ABC at that 1.236 extension, is kind of the limit of what C should do. If we push through that, like I said, either straight up or with a pullback and then up, that's going to lend a lot of weight to the bullish scenario. So once again, just a reminder, this is not a place to heavily leverage trade. My strategy has really been do minimal leverage trades and just kind of accumulate. When it does dip down, I still have capital left over to accumulate more down lower, or alternatively, if this all plays out, I'll use that capital, then I'll deploy it on whatever this pullback is. After that 5 completes, we should get a pullback, and then we can shoot up from there. It still may not be a super reliable or super bull move quite yet. We'll have to see how it ends up playing out. Price action is really king. and we just have to keep watching it and see how it reacts. This level that we're testing right now, really in the most bullish case, that should hold. That's been a lot of resistance right there. We bashed our head against it here, bashed our head against it a whole bunch last night and yesterday. So most bullishly would be if we just hold here. If it does need to shake some people out, like I said, it can come down to about here. This level could be tested again here at around that 33.4. Below that, starts looking a little bit worse. But so we'll just see what overnight action brings, and definitely see if we can push above this. Now we're looking at about 39 is kind of the next test for the Bulls to really prove themselves. So that's enough yammering on about the exact same thing over and over again. So I'm going to sign off here. Quick 6-minute update, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, good night.